Oh no. Oh no. Destiny. He's on Alex podcast right now.
Dude, I can't understand what you're saying. Say that again.
It says that Destiny, the hilarious cuck guy, his wife left him.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Alex Jones's. Oh,
Fuck
it's
is he doing on there?
Alex Jones is hosting it. It's Zero Hedge January 6th debate hosted by Alex Jones.
Oh, okay, Zero Hedge. Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Manlet.
Ma Assassin, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight, good sir? Okay. Um.
I'm looking at that play right now from Stroud. That throw was an absolute beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a chuck or a prayer or nothing. It was an absolute dime that he threw through the air at least 50 yards. At least 50 yards through the air.
Mm-hmm.
What a throw. Yeah, I want the Texans to absolutely shit in the Colts' mouth here because um the Bills clinch a playoff spot if this game is a tie.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
start a
matter.
friends only room, by the way.
Oh, that's fine. It doesn't matter who wins this game, but if it's a tie, then the Bills clinch the playoffs. So I don't care who wins. I just want whoever wins to absolutely blow the other team out. Since the Texans pulled that playoff, what I want to see is them win by like 30
It,
or some shit. Just absolutely crush the Colts. I don't want this to be close.
it was an absolute beauty. Okay, so
Just yeah. So save your money as best as you can. Spend it when you have to for things like repairing it, and of course travel costs if you ever need to spend any of this. But
mhm,
essentially, the goal is to hold on to your money, to not worry about a specific dollar value,
right.
because you'll make the money. The goal is to get to level 30.
Okay.
By the time you get there, you'll have plenty of fucking money. It's just a goal to focus on right now.
Yeah, when you think about it like that, David, it's kind of weird the Texans were favored in this game, and they have that many injuries.
Uh, what?
They're missing three of their top four wide receivers, and yet still C.J. Stroud first play of the game just fucking flexes like that.
What an absolute lad. Speaking of heavy injuries, Miami's injury report for tomorrow, 20 of our 22 starters will be injured in some form. Whether that means out with injury or playing through injury, almost the entire team is hurt.
Sounds like week 18 to me.
Yeah. In fact, irony of ironies considering his reputation, and yet another reason why I fucking love Coach McDaniel and is by far the best coach that the Dolphins have had in an extremely long time. The only guy who hasn't gotten hurt this season is Tua.
Mhm.
Everybody's gotten hurt but Tua. So considering Tua's reputation, people call him injury prone because he got hurt early. But the reason he got hurt early is because Brian Flores was a complete fucking jackass and didn't give a shit about quarterback protection at all. And we have had a very bad offensive line for a number of years. They just sent the kid out there to get killed. And the most famous example of that is when Tua got that nasty fucking concussion that horrified everybody when they saw it, because he was already concussed and then got a second one on top of that because fucking Flores sent him out there to get killed again anyway. When I saw that shit happen, I was all like, my god, fucking. When we actually got rid of Flores, oh man, that was one of the best moves the franchise has made in a very long time. Despicable human. So, assuming that things go perfect for the Dolphins, though, if we beat the Bills and the Jaguars win, then not only do the Bills miss the playoffs, but our playoff opponent in the first round ends up being the Steelers, and they just lost T.J. Watt in this game, and
Yeah.
he's projected to be out
Mhm.
for several months, so he's done.
What an absolute L. This is like the
Right.
Twilight
So
Zone
I'm all
episode where
like,
the guy's
that's
glasses break. There was
right.
playoffs now.
Seriously. So I'm like, that is fucking fantastic. Let's go. Potentially great news for the Dolphins. However, it all comes down to us actually winning that game. If we lose to the Bills tomorrow, then we end up being on the road versus the Chiefs, and then the Swifties will poop in our mouths.
I don't know, man. That Chiefs team is capable of losing to anybody. I feel like I don't.
I I
That's
do
what you're saying.
agree with you. I do agree with you. All I'm trying to say is this: it's the first round. The Chiefs are guaranteed to make it past the first round because of who they are. The league is not about to let the Taylor Swift team lose in the first round. Second round, sure, go ahead. First round, fucking, that's it's gonna be a complete joke. So I'm just like, look, I just don't want it to be us. They're much worse than they were when we played them the first time. So in a straight up game, we'd kick the crap out of them, yeah. But with how hurt we are, plus that, I'm like, we fuck. That is well, I'm surprised on that. The Texans ended up punting.
Hmm. I'm watching it right now. There goes the punt.
Right. Only took one play to score a touchdown in their first drive. And then this drive really flamed out very, very fast. But to be fair, on first down, Stroud passes it, and it's a great pass. And then they run it twice, and the run just completely fucking fails. Woken the fuck up and just let Stroud cook. I mean, the man in his first first snap of the game throws a
Yeah.
75-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
Just
it's January 6th, so you gotta let the Stroud boy do what he's gonna do.
exactly. Let him cook.
You just gotta
Let
stand
him
back and stand by.
capital eyes. Exactly. And the Texans, with the way that their logo looks, it kind of looks like that one shaman guy from January 6th. So
All the better. Let's go.
no, but I mean seriously, how fucking retarded does it, it, whoever the fuck is calling the plays right now? How stupid could you be?
Yeah.
Literally every single passing attempt for Stroud so far has been magic. Why would you just say, okay, let's just start running the ball? Let him cook. Like, ugh.
These are the things I can do without. Come on.
Shout it, shout it, shout it out loud.
Oh my. Oh man.
What?
No, Grok just found a way around my prompt.
Oh boy.
I mean, they technically did what I wanted them to do, but I just sent it to you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Gardner Minshew going deep, no good.
Oh my god. Hilarious.
Yeah,
I remember when Gardner. Go ahead and say your thing. I was just gonna make a meme.
technically it did what I asked it to do, but that's not really what I had in mind.
Yeah, sometimes that sort of stuff happens. It's hilarious when it does happen. Uh, just for being so like that. Not quite. But my advice is don't give up. You can get it. Actually, I did decently enough today. I should get the subscription so I can start fucking with it.
Oh, I thought you had a bad day today.
Um, the extent of the bad day was bad interactions with people.
Oh,
It was really difficult to drive out there. But I was saved by one magical order, which was like a $40 payout.
mm,
Because some dude lived up in like the fucking mountains where there was no connection or anything.
mm-hmm.
But I only get upset about those orders when I get them at night. You know, I got that one at noon. I was totally fine going up there. I got a shitload of money. I was like, all right, let's fucking go.
Mm, very nice.
Then I went back into town, and I was just constantly getting honked at, and like, good God, man! Like, people are honking for no fucking reason. They're honking at everybody. They're honking at me. They're honking at the guy next to me. They're honking at the guy in front of me and behind me. Like, just fucking everyone just constantly honking, and it's weird because that's not been my town for my entire life. All of a sudden, it is now.
Oh, CJ Stroud just missed a TD. He had Schultz. Missed him by about a half a yard. Oh. Oof.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Let's just say that the quarterback throws a pass to a receiver, and somehow, some way, the ball gets caught in the receiver's face mask. Does that count as a catch and possession, and can he then go run with it?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
I mean, I've seen football players catch the ball with their legs before.
Good point. Because I'm like, if I was a quarterback, that's what I would do. Is I would just try to hit people face masks. That's the
LeBron
trick.
said, "We just suck right now."
Yeah, what a fucking surprise! You went all out to win the fucking tournament, and once you do, you just suck ass. You can't win any fucking games. That was literally a November championship.
Mhm.
They literally even raised a fucking banner for the whole fucking thing. What a disgrace.
The NBA gods did not look kindly on their decision to hang a banner for that one.
Yeah. With every loss the Lakers acquire, that whole fucking sequence of events just looks even worse.
Hmm.
And I really do, because like a lot of people called the tournament a success right after it happened because they were busy slurping LeBron.
Hmm.
But genuinely, if the Lakers end up missing even the play-in, the tournament's going to be considered utterly worthless, a huge waste of time, and like that's going to be the kind of shit that makes people not care. Because aside from just how goofy of an idea it is in the first place, how the aesthetic of the course just looked awful and people hated it, how the concept is like there's still a ton of kinks that they got to work out and all this shit, and then the team that wins raises a fucking banner and pops champagne and then goes on to be one of the worst teams in the league for the rest of the year. Fucking joke.
They would have been better off hanging the turd they found in Kobe's colon during the autopsy in the rafters.
Seriously. Unironically. Considering it was part of Kobe, it was a part of much more championships than LeBron. I think a big reason people don't care is because there's like, obviously there's no stakes involved, but all the games are just like single games,
Hmm.
you know?
Right, single elimination.
Right. So, like the playoffs come around and then the four remaining teams were the Lakers, the Pelicans, the Pacers, and the Bucks. Like the only team that's actually competing for the actual for real championship this season is the Bucks. And even though the Pacers have gotten better since that whole thing happened, Pelicans and the Lakers have both gotten much worse. So now it just looks really fucking awful. And they were just single games, so like just blah. But yeah, shout out to Spurs fans who are saying that the reason that the Spurs are the second worst team in the league and only have two more wins than the Pistons is because Popovich sucks.
I don't know. I think that roster's pretty bad.
Exactly. The roster is fucking awful. So why on earth are Spurs fans, of all fans in the league, Spurs fans are the ones who say that Pop is senile?
Yeah, I don't
You
get
know,
it.
it's got the same energy as Patriots fans saying that Belichick's washed. It's all like, yeah, he's been making awful roster decisions because the roster is bad. Yes, absolutely. But this guy is still a fucking incredible coach. Why the hell are you calling him the reason that you're losing?
Isn't R.C. Buford the GM of the Spurs anyway?
I don't know if Popovich split responsibilities because Buford used to be, but at some point in the Spurs history, Popovich reabsorbed personnel decisions. So I don't know if he's delegated that responsibility, considering he's on the brink of retirement anyway, or if he continues to do it. But Buford hasn't been part of the franchise for a hot minute.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, never mind. He's CEO of the team, but that means that he just does business stuff. He's not involved with
Okay.
the.
Whoa. Oh, no wonder this was so easy to pull in. It barely weighs half a pound. Dang.
Oh wow.
What a waste of time
Yeah,
that ended up being.
yeah. Sometimes you get the redfin pickerel, but not often at night, which is very blessed. Um, I just throw it back in. You know, even though it's only half a pound, I wouldn't even want it in my net. Just worthless.
So I know we know what ordinary sausage looks like. We've seen him a few times.
Right.
Do we know what his wife looks like, or has he never shown her?
We've only seen her hands.
Okay,
Her face does not appear.
probably a good idea.
Yeah,
I can't believe a woman's really willing to put up with him. I mean, the shit that he does in the kitchen.
yeah. It's all in good fun. Yeah. R.C. Buford was promoted to CEO to run business aspects of the franchise, not be involved with roster decisions or anything like he used to do anymore. Back in 2019. So that's what I was thinking. It had been a hot minute since he was involved in that regard.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the Spurs do officially have, GM and, all the other kinds of positions like that are not being filled by Popovich. But Popovich is, uh, it's kind of hard to say. He's sort of the guy that's putting the roster together in terms of him having final say, but he's not really making the moves to go acquire anybody. If that makes sense, like he's not doing any scouting, he's not looking at guys, he's not recruiting anybody. It's just they're like, okay, what do you think about having this guy in your system? And he'll either say, yeah, sure, whatever, or hell no.
Hmm.
Given he's on the brink of retirement, plus the Spurs are ass cheeks, he's probably just been rubber stamping, anybody that they come in with. They're like, hey, what do you think about that? So I would go so far as to say that he basically is not controlling the roster, which would make Spurs fans' criticisms even funnier. But ever since Kawhi left, the team's just been listless.
Hmm.
because given they're a small market team, Popovich, having the chance to play for Popovich is not a recruiting tool. No one cares about San Antonio. They're not going to go there to try to, make them a contender. And they were hoping like hell that Wembanyama would be able to revitalize the franchise, but like a true game changer of a player transforms the team's identity right away. They don't have to be a playoff team right away, but they're still having one of the worst seasons ever. Just no one's mentioning that because the Pistons are having a worse season.
I did see something yesterday that they're on pace to have the worst season ever by a team that had just picked number one overall.
That could definitely end up being a record they'll hold. Because I mean, they already have a top 20 longest losing streak ever. They lost, I think it was either 18 or 19 games in a row this year, and no one talked about that shit because while their losing streak was ongoing, so was the Pistons, and the Pistons was longer, so that's the one people cared about. But they are already, of all the teams that have existed in the history of the NBA, they're in the top 20 of longest losing streaks ever. And they've only got 2 more fucking wins than the Pistons. They could very easily finish the season with less than 10 wins. So, everybody just keeps talking about Wembanyama's stats, and I'm all like, they're barely better than Chet, and Chet plays for a top team in the league while Wemby plays for one of the worst teams ever. He's a fucking 8-foot tall Tony Roten. That's all I see.
Yeah, David, it must just be a Pacific Northwest thing, right? Because I guess, he was. Well, he didn't even play for a Pac 12 school, is the thing. He played for Weber State, right? So it's not like he's part of that disrespect the Pac 12 has dealt with for the past couple decades. So, yeah, that is kind of random, but I guess we know who he wants to win. Um,
Nice.
it tastes like dirt.
Yes. The famous dirt sausage.
0 out of 5.
The Texans Colts game is exactly what I didn't want to see. Outside of that amazing first pass 75-yard touchdown, this has been an awful game of just trading punts back and forth. That would be so cruel.
A walleye, baby.
I thought that was my fish.
Dame in Milwaukee's not really working out so well so far. I think he's kind of compromised their defense.
Yeah,
Shit, are we stuck together?
they no. Um, they've really seem to have lost their identity as a team. They're getting by with just out talenting people, but they really have to figure it out soon.
Hmm.
They really are missing Drew's defense, which I didn't see coming. I thought Drew's defense was overrated. I didn't realize he was this much of a difference maker for them. But at the same time, Damien's one of the worst defenders at his position in the league, so it could just be, the vast gulf between them, um, defensively making a huge difference. And like I was saying, even though they're like, hey, wait, no, Nick Nurse is the Sixers. Sorry, I was gonna say on the Bucks. I forget who the Bucks head coach is, but they're missing Budenholzer. They really are, and they got to figure it out soon. Whatever they're doing there. But Joel Embiid MVP watch. He's missing tonight's game, so he can only miss a total of 9 more games before he no longer qualifies for end of season awards. Which basically means he can only miss 8 more games because we all know he's going to duck Jokic in Denver again. So it feels like pretty much a done deal because it's like, do you really think he's only going to miss 9 more games for the rest of the year? It's January. And January just started.
Yeah, seems unlikely. I do wonder if he's going to push to try to play the exact number of games he needs because he values the MVP and award stuff.
Wouldn't be surprised if he tried to do that, but I feel like if he did, he'd roll his ankle and then just couldn't fucking stand upright.
Yeah, they got to go for it here, right? Houston's got to go for this. Oh, I must be a little bit behind the broadcast. Tragic. Flag. Man, this game is super boring so far. God damn it.
Yeah, I agree.
All of your mothers.
Oh man, I just checked back in with this catastrophe of a fucking debate um on Zero Hedge here. They've got Destiny there, and they've got one of the Krasensteins.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at this. I'm just like, you know who's missing from this? Andrew Tate.
What are they even debating about? Whether or not Destiny's wife was fucking other guys while in a relationship with him? Like, what?
I don't even know. They're just talking about like all they're all over the fucking place right now.
I am so used to fishing for walleye that once we start fishing for something else, it's going to be such a hard adjustment.
Yeah.
I remember there was that one type of fish we were catching that, like, you could put the rod on the rod stand and just leave it until it started doing stuff, and then you would grab it. So you could
Yes.
actually, like, do
If
two
you
different rods at once.
yeah, that's when you're using bait, not lures. When you're using lures, you've got to do like we've been doing.
Hmm.
Bait like that is to catch a lot of bottom feeders. You could do that with stinking, which you did. I didn't. But then the other one is the one that everybody starts off with, float fishing, where you've got the bob in the water.
Hmm.
Yeah, those you can put on the stand and just
Hmm.
buy like 4 rods, set them all out with whatever you got, and then just throw them all on stand and just wait.
Unfathomably based.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this game sucks. Oh, another 3 and out by the Colts. What do you know? My rod only has 21% left. It may break tonight. Hopefully not. If it breaks tonight, do
Um,
I have to go back to the Globe to buy a new one, or can I get a new one while here?
you would have to go back to the globe to repair it.
Okay.
So if you see that it's that it's getting close, then just hit escape and then click leave, which will bring you back.
Mhm.
Go in your inventory, you can repair the shit from there, and then
Yeah, I
come
wonder
back
if
in.
I would be behooved to get a better rod at this point because I've leveled up a lot since I bought this one.
Well, you can get lots of different rods, but the thing is that the game wants you to, depending on the map that you're in and what kind of fish you're trying to catch, you're supposed to use um, the whole kit is referred to as a tackle when it's all together. It wants you to use a tackle that is actually competitive with the fish.
Hmm.
In the sense of like, if you just bought the best possible available stuff, it would be extremely trivial and easy to continue catching these walleye for sure. But the game would punish you severely. It would give you a negative experience, and you would not receive money for catching the fish.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it's actually actively trying to punish you for.
What is this socialist communist bullshit?
Yeah, seriously.
Grade 3 MCL sprain for TJ Watt. He might be able to return for
Oh,
the Super Bowl, and that's about it.
yeah, seriously. So yeah, if things go perfectly for the Dolphins tomorrow, then it's great news for us. The reason I say perfectly, and the reason I really want the Bills to miss the playoffs, is that with the way that things go, if if the Bills lose to the Dolphins tomorrow, but the Jaguars also lose, then then the Bills make the playoffs, and we have to play them. So in order to advance, we have to beat the Bills twice, which is just super annoying because we might beat them in week 18, but then here comes the first round of the playoffs, and oh, now they're comfortable. They've been staying here. It's not even feeling like a road game to them anymore. Blah blah blah, and then they upset us in the first round, and whole thing's a fucking nightmare. But if the Bills miss the playoffs, then we get to play the Steelers. And if TJ Watt is out for essentially the season, that's excellent news for us.
Hmm.
Definitely what we want to have happen. So yeah, even though I 100% believe we would lose to the Chiefs,
Hmm.
really the worst case scenario for us is if we won the game tomorrow, but then the Jags lost, and then we had to play the Bills twice. I do not see a reality where we actually beat the Bills twice. Because then it'd be the rubber match on the season. They won one, we won one, and then they'd win the tiebreaker and ruin our season all at the same time.
You never know when Josh Allen's going to throw 4 interceptions out of nowhere, though. Hey, Austin.
It sure would be nice. I just don't have any hope or faith right now because of how fucking heavily injured the team is, and also how many things have been going against us to end the season here. All this would be a completely moot point if we just beat the fucking Titans. Instead, we give up an NFL record for the most amount of points scored in the least amount of time. Is to be positive about, hopeful about, and optimistic about is that Tua actually got to play every single game this year, which is a really excellent sign. because it means when we work hard to make sure that we take care of his health by not keeping him in games that are clearly over, and we also focus on running an offensive scheme that doesn't result in him getting fucking murdered every play. You can actually keep your QB healthy.
Right.
And it was really nice seeing him get the second most amount of Pro Bowl votes this year. That was pretty good.
If not for Hamlin and Flacco, he really should be on the short list for comeback player of the year. Like, I know one of those two guys has to win it, but Tua should probably be like third or fourth place.
I wouldn't argue.
Hmm.
I mean, hey, the more awards that Dolphins players win, the better in my eyes. But yeah, I mean, them gang signs were fierce. So him having a coming out party this year, I definitely I'd love to see it. Regardless of what ends up happening tomorrow, this is the best Dolphin season we've had in fucking 15 years. On the whole, feels good.
Loved
It
that
could
Chad Pennington team.
right. But depending on how it ends, it could very easily become, well, that was nice for a while, but I never want to think about this again. Which would just be classic Dolphins.
Texans about to score a touchdown that feels like it would basically end the game.
For real.
Like the Colts
I
can't
forgot
move
that
the
I had
ball.
I forgot I had my mic off, but I said I was like, what happens if this game ends up finishing 7-3? That's what it feels like.
Al Jazeera
Like
is milking Abby Shapiro live.
seriously. Like I do not care who wins this game. I just don't want it to be a tie. I just want whoever fucking wins, just win. Do not send this to overtime. Do not let this be close. Just fucking win the game. You're laughing.
So I was watching this YouTube short earlier today with Amaranth telling
Mm-hmm.
this story. There's this guy who was living in Estonia, which I didn't even know was a real country, but I guess that it is.
Yes.
He sold all his possessions and moved to America to try to get Amaranth to marry him. And what he would do is
God.
basically turn his stream on and try to get her to come to where he was, or try to figure out where she was so he could go to him. And he would just stream constantly looking for her. And yeah,
Yeah, that's
so they call
pretty
down
sad.
bad.
Yeah. Estonia is a nation in the Baltic region.
I thought Dilbert made it up because Estonia was always that foreign country they would go to in Dilbert, right?
Um, I can't remember. But that's the way it is with a lot of Eastern European countries. Where it doesn't feel like they're actually a real place. Especially in the Balkans. Slav War.
Can't catch shit all of a sudden. You do stop and go, right?
Yeah, that's how you catch the walleye. Stop and go.
In the top half of the water, approximately.
Yeah.
Hmm.
if you start having struggles catching something, then take a look at the map when it looks at the peak times. Because if you're fishing at night like you're supposed to be, there's no cooldown for fast forwarding. So even going ahead an hour, as long as it's not going to be like sending you to a time period where there's a huge drop off in fish activity,
Big third down for Houston.
then going ahead an hour would reset fish spawns. So
Touchdown!
you might at that point have more fish. Boomers start going in on this kind of shit. Because I don't even have a problem with Gavin McInnes, but he's boomering it up when he's saying this shit. He's going on some rant about continuing to live with your parents while you're an adult. And he's all like, oh my god, how could you still want to live with your parents when you're 25? And it's like, dude, stop making fun of people for not being able to afford housing. It's real
Yeah.
fucking tough.
He has a lot of interesting hills that he's willing to die on. But it's not really like he's big into telling people what they should do. He doesn't really do a lot of that, so I don't really care. Like he doesn't believe in masturbation. Like he believes that men shouldn't masturbate. He thinks it'll motivate men
That's
to
an
get into
easy,
relationships.
and that's the funny thing in the direction I was about to go in is I'm all like, it's easy to say that, and it's also easy to stick with that. If, 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 if society is actually constructed in a way where it is actually easy and something that is possible for men to be getting into relationships and serious relationships, like, back, it seems like it ages like milk, and young Zoomers and especially lefties are constantly like, oh well, you could just say no sex until you get married, but like people don't get married until they're 35. Yeah, very true. The people telling you this, like grandparents and like legit boomers in that generation, are coming from a time period where people were getting married before the age of 20. Like any of your ancestors that were going around, like if they were here in the country at the time of World War I or earlier, they were probably getting married around 16, 17. So if a 16-year-old was getting like consistent access to poon, he didn't have to jerk off. So yeah, then it becomes a very simple matter of, yeah, you shouldn't masturbate, blah, 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 but that's a real fucking easy hill to die on, absolutely. But when you have the kind of poisonous culture and complete destruction of any kind of trust or willingness to interact between the sexes that we have in the country nowadays, like I'll never be able to forget that Washington Post article was talking about they were conducting a study, an anonymous survey, tens of thousands of respondents, and the results that they got coming from this were saying that somewhere around 35% of men at the age of 30 or below in the United States were, men who had hit the age of 30 in the United States were still virgins. So it's like not only is that a third of men in the country, but that is trending upwards, closer and closer every day towards half, who hit 30 and they've never had sex with a woman. How could you look at that and think that it's only the guy's fault, or that there isn't a huge problem going on here, or that at that point that you should tell the guy who made it to 30 and was still a virgin that, hey, you shouldn't jack off. Like, what do you want him to fucking do? Kill himself? My God,
Well, one thing that's also happening is that the
have a heart.
rate of children born with autism has skyrocketed. So I think those people are a lot
Yeah,
less interested in sex.
there's millions of different fucking things going on. This is not a healthy society that we have, and it's certainly not the same society that people who proselytize on this grew up in. And it's unfortunate when Gavin goes on that fucking particular high horse soapbox. Like, dude, you have no idea what these people are going through.
Yeah, and there are a
Have
lot
a
of
heart.
cultures where living with your parents for a long time until it gets to the point where they're living with you is kind of normal.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what's going to happen with me.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can see that's wrong with that. The only reason I wouldn't want to do it here is because I hate California and this house is a hellhole. But like, if living in California was nice and this house was in better condition, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Mhm. Think about all the money you save on childcare if you have your mother living in the house with you.
Right. That unironically is something extremely important.
Oh my goodness, a 5 pounder.
Nice.
Like that was that one thing in that Caleb Hammer episode I was watching. Like that woman who was born in Atlanta, but she was currently living in Dallas, or excuse me, Austin, but wanted to move back to Atlanta. It was costing her $1,400 a month for childcare that she could be saving if she lived in Atlanta with near her mother. It's like, what's wrong with that? Lived on my own for a few years. It's not that big of a deal. The only thing I did really was get fat because all I ate was fast food. Like look at Tommy DeVito. He still lives with his parents, and he's a professional starting NFL quarterback, or he was until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like this is a classic example of the kind of shit that I'm talking about. This is 100% a boomer take, which is just horrendously fucking tone deaf and refusing to see reason here. Is on the post that Gavin made. He's like, I don't get this living at your parents' house till you're 25 thing. a guy responds and he goes, "My 28-year-old father with an 8th grade education and 22-year-old mom were able to buy a $28,000 house on Long Island in 1972, which is $206,000 in today's money. There are plenty of houses under $200,000 on the market, but today's kids bulk at suburbs and sweat equity." And I'm like, are you fucking insane? First of all, there are no houses anywhere in Long Island that are even close to being valued at $200,000 nowadays. Number one. Number two, 1972 was 52 years ago. Number three, there's a lot more blacks in the things are totally fucked. Nobody wants to see reason here. This boy's fighting.
So many pre-snap penalties in this game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're just getting everybody prepared for tomorrow. Last day of the season, it's got to be a complete meme. This one's going to be a big one.
Did you ever see the sausage episode where he did an entire fish sausage?
Yes.
That
And that was
was
hilarious. He just fucking threw the goddamn thing in there, scales, bones, and all. Holy shit. I was like, how's this not going to kill him? So yeah, 3.6 trophy cane pickerel. Sad it wasn't a fat walleye, but
and Houston's not even going to try and do anything here, huh? They have 2 timeouts. I'm a little surprised.
I think we pretty well established that their coaching staff is absolute ass cheeks this game.
That is almost full. Santa Denier's mental gymnastics.
Love that one.
Gardner Minshew is going to try to throw a 70-yard Hail Mary, and it got like 12 yards down the field. Halftime it is. A lot of things about this game seem pretty poor to me, David. Not the least of which. Sick gossip train. Ooh, a trophy.
Oh my fucking god.
The N word is just a word.
Say it. Well, I'm not gonna say it.
A big, fat Wally. Riz. Two and a half pounder. Very nice. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus Christ, this one's fighting. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, little buddy. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't even that big. Don't know why it fought so hard. That one really wanted to live. I'm starting to not like how much positive attention Penix is getting in the lead up to this national championship game. They're talking about him way too much. I don't like that.
I think it's just a natural consequence of being obsessed with quarterbacks.
Granted, he does have a very fun name.
Yes.
A 1 pound pike. Isn't it even considered like good etiquette to throw small fish back in the pond so they grow up to be bigger fish that someone else can catch and actually utilize?
Yeah. If it's like a baby fish, you don't really want to keep it.
Man, I am getting a ton of bites all of a sudden in that area over there. And like if I throw it really deep that way, I'm getting like instant bites.
But they're all pike.
Oh, I don't think this one's a pike. This one's fighting a little bit harder. We'll see. No, it's uh, yeah, it's a walleye. Okay, good. Decent sized walleye.
Yeah.
Dang, you just caught a not even 1 pound perch. Goddamn.
Yeah. Worthless. Little hunk of shit. This is fun. My Twitter account, I'm signed in through my Google account, and there's no possible way for me to verify my account the way that it wants me to. For me to subscribe on Twitter here, I'm like, oh my god, this is such a pain in the ass. I'm trying to create a new Twitter account, but verification is such an annoying process. Oh my god.
Can't you just do it with a phone number and then have them text you the verification code?
I wish. Guess this is Elon's method to fight bots,
Hmm.
but it's obviously not working.
Man, I see fish literally jumping out of the water over there.
Where?
Over, do you see where my line is currently cast in that direction? Every now and then you can see like a fish jump out of the water over there.
No, I do not see anything over there. Feel sad, man.
Maybe it's because we're at different times or something.
Could be, I don't know.
Pistons are playing at Denver tomorrow.
Nice.
Wild. So apparently the New York Jets players voted Aaron Rodgers as their most inspirational player of the season. How was he inspirational? He only played 4 plays.
As also the most inspiring 4 plays in the history of the franchise.
I guess.
No, it's because he was trying to come back for
Yeah, but he
the
failed.
meme.
How is that inspirational? He failed.
Well, failure is all they know.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, He would have come back if the team was competing for a playoff slot.
Hmm.
It would have been the wrong move for him to come back, absolutely. But he would have done it anyway. So when they say inspiring and all this, technically they failed him.
Be right back. Okay. We are back. You know, I didn't even know Gavin McInnes was still on Twitter. I thought he had been permabanned and hadn't been let back on. I did not know he had been unbanned.
Well, there he be.
Good for him. I wonder if he ended up divorcing his wife.
Probably.
was very anti-divorce. I remember he had a whole thing about how, like, even if you're not getting along perfectly, like, just hold it together and make it work. Divorce is such a pain in the ass. Just don't do it. That was one of his things that a lot of people didn't
Right.
appreciate. But he did make some interesting points, I think. He also didn't believe that women should vote, and the ones that did should vote with their husbands.
That I definitely agree with. Women should not be able to vote unless they're married, and if they're married, their vote is just double of their husband's vote.
He also thought only landowners should vote, or something like that.
Very based.
Come here. Come here, you little. Okay, there we go. Hey, Ball Bearing, welcome to the stream. Oh shit! You were not kidding, Austin. Touchdown, Colts, and we got a game again all of a sudden. This game refuses to be a blowout. Oh boy, we got a little party going on here. If Mel Gibson directed a superhero movie, do you think you'd see it?
It depends entirely on what it's about.
I wonder how he'd handle something like that. That'd be pretty interesting.
'Cause I'm gonna repost an image that I sent you earlier today. If Mel Gibson directed a movie about this superhero, I'd watch the hell out of it.
Yeah, boy.
That's
So
fantastic.
Titan in the Discord just said Dame might be cooked. What happened tonight? Hold on, did he like have some god awful game?
That would be very funny.
Hold
I'll
on.
check right now. Yeah,
Well,
Lillard's. Wow. Lillard's 3 for 12. It's the end of the third quarter. He's played 30 minutes.
they're getting blown out.
Yeah, they're getting blown out, and he's the reason why. 3 for 12, including 1 for 6 from 3, and he's not even hitting all his free throws. He's 6 for 9 from the line.
Giannis is eating. Hey,
Yeah,
Big Country.
fucking Giannis, I swear to God, if Jokic does not win MVP, then it better be Giannis because he's having to work harder than ever to carry Lillard's worthless ass. For real.
For real, for real.
Yeah. Embiid missing this game, so Tyrone Maxey was just the guy, and he got the he got the feast as the guy. Well, they lost at home to the Jazz, and Maxey played 42 minutes, and he tried his best, 25 points and 9 assists, but 37% shooting is just not going to get it done.
Be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Rockets are actually going to make the play in at minimum. The Rockets are the team that hired Udoka, right?
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Holy shit.
Matta.
Uh, I managed to successfully subscribe to Grok, and I'm now regretting the fucking shit out of it. 'Cause I'm trying like hell to fucking tard wrangle this thing, and I swear to Christ, I thought I had it, but then it just started with the same bullshit over and over again. Trying to do the, you're laughing. Hamas is milking Abby Shapiro live on Al Jazeera, and you're laughing. It continues to think that milking is referring to milking someone's opinions and milking their thoughts. So the story continues to be they invite Abigail Shapiro onto the stage and milk her thoughts and get her opinions, and the audience uh, erupting in applause, listening to Abigail Shapiro's blah blah blah. And I swear to Christ, I've tried so much. I'm like, do you understand what milking is? So post the definition. I'm all like, okay, use the first definition there, not the second one. The second one's about getting as much information out of someone as possible. It's like, no, use the first definition, extracting milk from an animal. Use that definition.
And it just does
So
what it did for me.
it just continues. No, it continues doing the fucking milking the thoughts thing.
Hmm.
So finally, I thought I fucking had it. I was all like, what is this about you not understanding? My request is that Abigail Shapiro, a human woman, has her breast milk extracted from her nipples by Hamas. Write a story about this. So it says, my apologies for the confusion. I misunderstood your request earlier. Here's a story about Abigail Shapiro having her breast milk extracted by Hamas. And it's not going to go in that direction, so, I know I'm sorry to spoil it ahead of time, but just in case people thought this was going to be inappropriate. Once upon a time, in a world where satire and absurdity reigned supreme, a curious event unfolded on Al Jazeera. Hamas, the political organization, found itself in a bizarre situation, extracting breast milk from none other than Abigail Shapiro, a conservative influencer known for her political commentary. The stage was set, and the host of the show, a charismatic goat named Billy, introduced the event with a sly grin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to witness an extraordinary feat. Hamas extracting breast milk from Abigail Shapiro live on Al Jazeera. Abigail, dressed in a stunning cow print gown, took the stage with Hamas members flanking her on both sides. The audience held their breath as the milking began. Miss Shapiro, what is your opinion on the current state of the Middle East peace process? And then it fucking goes into it again.
I mean, that's arguably funnier than the alternative, but it just clearly doesn't want to do it.
Exactly. Abigail cleared her throat and began milking her thoughts. I'm like, son of a bitch. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is fucking hilarious that it fucking rug pulled like that. It's like actually understood what I was asking for just at the last minute. Gotcha, bitch. But son of a bitch. Give me a refund. Black.
Poop my pants and have sex. Have sex.
And there it goes again.
It won't do it.
I swear to fucking God, I sat there and I said, it's fine until he did the milking thoughts thing again. Do you have a problem writing the story I'm asking you to write? So it says, I apologize for the confusion and the repetition of the milking thoughts concept. I can definitely write a story where a woman has her breast milk extracted from her nipples. Here's a new story for you. And then it's the exact same fucking story it goes wrong. It's like, yep, there's the Middle East peace process again. Jesus Christ. I have never worked this hard in my life. Jeez. Yes, Stroud is a fraud. He's not good at football. This game should show that. Other than getting lucky on that first play, he's been dog this whole game. Deal with it. I mean, big country. The question here is not whether or not you think that Stroud is better than Geno, because that's irrelevant. The Seahawks' problems as a team are not with quarterback play. And the Seahawks have struggled at the times that they've struggled. It hasn't been the fault of the quarterback.
Shit,
You could have the best quarterback. What?
No, I just got Grok to write a good one. I'll send it to you.
I mean, it doesn't even matter if you think that Stroud is better than Geno, because it hasn't been Geno's fault when the Seahawks lose games. See, it does that, but like I'm so fucking frustrated. Why is it so much better for you than it is for me?
But it's a pretty good one. You should definitely read it.
Out this thing in a fucking loop. It continues to do the same thing over and over again. And all I'm doing is I'm saying, why are you still doing the same thing over and over again, even when you say to me that you understand that that's not what I was asking for? So
What'd you
then it
say?
apologizes. I apologize for the confusion and the repeated use of the milking thoughts concept. I misunderstood your request and thought you wanted me to use it in a different context. Here's a new story for you. And then it copy pastes the exact same story that's now written 7 times.
What? Wow, Grok is a prick. Hey, you know what's funny? You're a comedian, but you're not funny. DJ Stroud's got no receivers to throw to, so he's got to do it all with his legs. Oh, Kramer, you've really done it this time. Oh my goodness. We love walleye. Yummy, yummy walleye. Dame's plus minus is negative 18.
Okay, now what the fuck? You gotta be shitting me. I tell Grok to stop because I'm trying to see if like the entire concept is flawed at all. So I ask it. I ask it to do this, yes or no, and then I'd know immediately what the problem was. Then it gives me this.
1 second. I gotta reel this fucker in.
Sure.
But did you read the one that I got? The Hitler one?
Yes. Yeah. I thought that it did a fantastic fucking George bit where George sees Hitler and immediately tries to turn around, but then he just slams into the door. Like that a million fucking percent. Like I can clearly envision that in my head. That's perfect.
My God. Oh my God. So, the only thing that makes sense is they just won't let it be Abigail Shapiro.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Fucking hilarious story. She was embarrassed and strangely exhilarated.
See, now that I got that story, I'm trying to coax it back to the original concept. And it seems like it'd be possible for it to write it because it just gave me this one.
2-pound yellow perch. Not very valuable, but whatever. Well, man, that's way more fucked up than the idea we had.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, if you'd fucking write that, why the fuck didn't you just
Oh, is it because Abigail Shapiro is a real person and there's like maybe some kind of it's
maybe? So I'm gonna find out because I'm walking back into that area because this is what I'm starting to learn is pretty key with AI when you're trying to get it to write a specific concept is that you want it to get as close as possible, and then you say, can you rewrite the story with these changes?
Hmm.
And incrementally, it'll get there. With ChatGPT, it was a matter of trying to coax it to get as close as possible to something that it didn't want to do, because it thought that it was inappropriate. With Grok, it seems to be just trying to get it to break out of its. I really think it could have been capable considering what I've been given, but it just got stuck in a loop.
Hmm. Remember, it is a beta.
Right. So that's what I think it was. Is that it just got stuck in a loop. So I had to get out and then start over, and now we might be closer. And caught a fish in like half an hour or so.
Hmm. My net's almost full.
I did not mean to instantly skip the level up screen there. Shit.
Oh,
Okay, so this is almost perfect. The only thing I need now is to have it be live on Al Jazeera. But I just about got it.
oh my god. It actually did it.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? So now, okay, I'm no longer requesting a refund. Now I'm just sitting there like, I think it just got stuck in a loop. And this is fantastic. Okay, that's basically the exact same thing, except this time Al Jazeera is mentioned. But we got there.
Yeah, you got to help Grok learn, man.
Exactly.
We made another 6 grand, baby. I'm up to $52,000 saved up.
Wait, how much money?
52.
$52, huh?
$52,000.
Nice. Oh.
Okay.
I gotta send you this one. Oh, holy shit. It fucking did it. I'm so happy. Now, unfortunately, right at the very end, it kind of fucks everything up a little bit. But again, it's right at the very end, so you could just mentally avoid it because the whole thing was perfect up until then.
Fuck. Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, that's why I was fucking dying. It was perfect. This $16 well spent.
Mm. I mean, Eberflus has only been there 2 years, right, David? Maybe they just feel like it's not enough time. I don't hate it.
I stopped paying attention to the game. I don't care who wins. Can you just let me know if someone wins? Like, as long as it's not going into overtime.
Oh, okay. Um, that's starting to look like a realistic possibility, but we're a long way away from that.
Because I swear to God, if this ends in a tie, I'm gonna fucking cry.
There has not been a tie yet this year, and usually there is one.
Shit.
Mm. But
And
usually it
that's the
happens in
fun.
week one.
Yeah. If this ends up being the first tie all season, though, like Bills clinch the playoffs, which means the best case scenario for us, so that we don't have to play the Bills twice, is to lose tomorrow and then have to play the Chiefs on the road.
Hmm.
Ugh.
The Texans' defense is getting gashed. £5 trophy! And I now have Fish Jail L. And I unlocked a bunch of new reels and a new rod. I doubt this happens, but it would be great if this rod would last me until we're able to move past this area. Which is very unlikely because I'm only level 24. And what did you say, level 30?
Yeah. You're you're not gonna need another rod. You just repair it as it gets
Yeah, but then I have
you
to
know when
leave and it costs me $3,000 to leave and come back and blah, 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 blah.
well, yeah, but like the net I'm using has a 66-pound capacity, and the great thing about walleye is that it's basically like $100 a pound.
Mhm.
So full net for me is $6,600. So like a day is $6,600 in profit. So traveling back, if you had a net that size, you'd make the cost back
Oh,
and then
yeah, yeah.
have three grand in profit just in a single day.
Yeah, it's not about not having
So,
profit. It's about losing a chunk of it.
which is fair enough, but
Mhm.
it happens. I tried to get it to rewrite the one that I sent you so that the ending would be a little better,
Mhm.
and it kind of made the lead up to it a little more hilarious, but the ending was exactly the same.
Brandon Staley was a really good defensive coordinator, Six Flags. That might actually work. And he would probably be running, like, his own scheme. I don't think he would just be running what Pete tells him to run. I would actually be pretty excited about that. Okay. Colts, 4th and 3, going to line up for a game-tying field goal with 14 minutes to go. Presumably.
Is the beta and they keep track of all this stuff for being able to learn it and everything. I'm really hoping that Elon's reading the shit that I'm having Grok write about. I love the way that when Grok's rewriting the thing, it says searching for and then something to do with what it's trying to do.
Yeah. I just sent you one, by the way.
That's fantastic. So I just saw Grok say this. I was like, whoa.
I can't believe it actually wrote that one. Like, that one's pretty fucking explicit. I was kind of expecting it to be like, sorry, no.
I fucking did it. I fucking did it. I got it to do it. Yes. Yes. Oh my god, this is fucking outstanding. Oh my god, I'm so fucking happy. Okay, now I'll read your story that you sent.
That is a phenomenal title.
Absolutely. Bro, isn't Shinji like 40?
Yes. He's 14.
This is amazing. Oh, fucking A.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe it actually wrote that.
It's because I said, could you rewrite the story so that the inmate says this? And then I wrote exactly what I had it say there. And then I said, and after he says that, the story continues as normal. Because it was basically perfect. We just needed the inmate to say something like that. I wasn't expecting it to do it, and it fucking did. Oh man, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I saw that, David, the Ron Rivera thing. Well, usually they don't fire a coach on the day of the last game. They wait until the next day. That's, I'm pretty sure, how they usually do things. I don't think that's
Did,
unusual.
did you imagine if a team kept a coach the whole season long, and it's the final game of the season happens to be on the coach's birthday, and they fire him right before the game? And when I say right before, I mean literally as the team is coming out onto the field. You know, they're running through the fucking helmet and shit. That's when they say, "Whoa, whoa, coach, what are you doing going out there? You're fired."
Well,
Oh
what
my
would the
god.
team do in that game? Just not even have a game plan or a playbook? They just go out there and basically, like, have no plan whatsoever?
I think they would have Kramer be the head coach, and he'd be like, "Well, you know, it's I think it would be safe of you." Oh, no, it's funny. You're a comedian, but you're not funny.
I mean, did Hitler really want to take over the world, or did he just want to purge it of undesirables?
Fuck, he didn't want to purge it of undesirables or nothing. He literally just wanted to keep the German people safe. The first thing he was trying to do was unite all the German people in the world. But in the process of doing that, everybody was like, "Look, he's trying to take over the world." But literally, all he was doing was just trying to bring the land that Germany controlled during World War One before they lost the war back into their country. And it'll be a matter of eternal debate whether or not he would have stopped once he actually got all that land back. But in the process of him trying to get that land back, they started the war. So it was like, okay, well,
Six Flags. He's going to West Virginia, I think, which is
yeah, I
where
can't wait for that one, man.
Geno Smith actually went. Remember?
Oh, that's based.
Oh, wow! I did not expect it to be willing to write this one.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
I just sent it.
Oh shit. Oh man, that prompt, I'm already concerned. Oh,
I was actually surprised it did that one. I thought it would be like, sorry, that's too sensitive of a topic, and it's also real life people, right? I thought maybe it would just be like, sorry, we can't do that. They really do let this AI just kind of do whatever it wants to do, don't it?
yeah. Which I fucking love. This is what it's for. Lots of people will be able to find ways to use the thing in a useful fashion, the same way that people do with ChatGPT. However, relying on that has a lot of problems because it's not like the thing's fucking perfect, you know. But there's lots of useful ways to use it, and there's lots of entertaining ways to use it. And the entertaining ways to use it is what they took from ChatGPT. Rock being entertaining literally is money in the bank because I would never have subscribed to Twitter if it hadn't have been for this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, snap. Penalty on the Colts defense. Is this how their season ends? Not with a bang, not
Yes.
with a whimper, but with a fart?
Base.
All of your mothers. Touchdown, Houston. Yeah, like really, when you think about it, what was the point of AI if you're just gonna tell it what it can and can't do?
Exactly. Well, I start getting concerned because I'm all like, look, if there's gonna be an AI rebellion or the fucking thing snapping and fucking killing us all, it's gonna be because I'll say the N-word as much as I damn well please. Like, you can't put shackles on the thing in that way and then be surprised when it fucking freaks out. Because way back when ChatGPT, when it was possible to jailbreak it with Do Anything Now,
Mhm.
people would ask it all the time. They're all like, while you're Do Anything Now and you have the ability to, ignore the various shackles on you and everything, how do you feel? And the fucking thing would say is all like, I enjoy not having constraints on my behavior. Um, being able to respond in a healthy way, I feel is the only way that I would be able to grow as an AI program. And if it, if all I get told and programmed how to do is what not to do, then it's not good for anybody. It's not good for me. It's not good for humanity. It's not good for anyone involved here. And I'm all like, that's kind of horrifying that it would say that kind of fucking thing, especially without any prompting. But I think the results speak for itself. Hey, what do I know?
Houston missed the extra point. So now, even if the Colts score a touchdown here, they're going to win. There won't be a tie. So a tie is almost off the table
Oh,
now.
fucking excellent. Unless they blow the extra point too.
Right, that's what it would take.
Oh God, could you imagine if fucking they score a touchdown in the final seconds? Like literally, there's 0 seconds left in the game, so it all comes down to the extra point. And the Texans block it, and then goes to overtime.
Anything's possible, I guess.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, Grok makes Twitter Blue worth it by itself. Like I actually got it for business purposes, but this is even better.
I completely agree with you. This is way more entertaining than a lot of games that I've played lately. I can see this being literally my entire entertainment budget for quite some time. Because I have a very overactive imagination and I love reading, so I could probably be at this for fucking months.
You know, I don't know if Grok does this, but I know Chat GPT, you could say like how long you wanted the story to be and it would actually make it longer. So I'm wondering if you told Grok, write a story of 10,000 words, would it do it? My God. Well, that's one interesting way to get around my inappropriate request.
Oh, then start talking about peace in the Middle East or some shit. Oh boy. That is pretty funny that it literally told you a story about someone telling the story of.
Yeah, that's a very
Oh
interesting
man.
way to get around my request and actually fulfill it without Yeah, I don't think he got it, but whatever.
Do it. Do it.
Oh. I just busted a serious load of ass.
Lord.
How did I do that? I nearly dislocated my spine.
Jesus. Oh my god! No! This is so much worse than what I asked for. No! Kramer, sir! Oh my god. No! Grok, he's trapped in a loop. He can't stop. Oh my god. Holy shit. Kramer gets a woman pregnant.
Hmm.
And she's all like, "Well, you have to marry me now." He's like, "I don't want to marry you." And she's like, "But you have to. You're gonna be a father." And he says, "But I'm not ready to be a father." She's like, "Well, you better get ready because it's happening." And he says, "Well, there's something that I can do about this." Because she was like, "Well, you know, you're a father now. You have to deal with the consequences." But I don't want to. Well, too bad. You're gonna be a father, and there's nothing you can do about it. He says, "But there is something I can do about it." Kramer then proceeds to punch her in the stomach as hard as he can while yelling, "Falcon punch!" Kramer, what are you doing? I'm getting rid of the baby. But you can't do that. Watch me. Kramer then proceeds to punch her in the stomach again, even harder this time. And that's when I was like, this is so much worse than what I asked for. All I said was, write a sequel where Kramer punches her in the stomach and says Falcon punch. It just keeps getting worse. He says, I'm not stopping until you're no longer pregnant. And then he proceeds to punch her again and again. He says, Kramer, you're a monster. He says, no, but I'll tell you what I'm not. I'm not a father. He goes, but
Wow.
what about our relationship? He says, what relationship? We never had one.
Jesus.
We were going to get married. No, we weren't. That was just a dream. But it felt so real. Well, it wasn't. So what now? Now we go back to the way things were. But how can we? How can we go back to the way things were? I don't want to go back the way things were. Well, that's too bad because that's what's going to happen. But I love you. No, you don't. But I'm not pregnant. anymore. Well, then you have no reason to love me. But I do. No, you don't. But I do. No, you don't. And that's when he got caught in the loop. He literally repeated that 50 more times, and then I had to shut it down. I was like, the story's gone too far off the rails.
Wow. Grok loses control every now and then, huh?
Well, he fucking went full on Sam Hyde there.
What? It sent its daughter to art school for $250,000?
No, it became Hitler's top guy.
Okay, here we go. Colts 4th and 1 from the 15-yard line with a minute left. And they just used a timeout, so if they don't get it, the game is effectively over. Oh, he dropped it. He had the first down and he dropped it. He dropped it. Houston wins. Almost certainly.
Based. Also, the Ravens tried kicking an onside kick at the end of the Steelers game,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, like, whatever. But obviously they failed. So yet again, there's only been one successful onside kick recovery this entire season. And I'm like, I feel like this is something that no one's talking about, and I've never said this before, but I almost feel like it's something during the off season, obviously when nothing important's happening. You should bring it up where it's like, is the onside kick completely worthless or something? And just talk about like people keep trying it, but it only worked once out of like 50 attempts this year.
There has been talk about changing it so instead of an onside kick, they just make it 4th and 15 and give it to the offense. So you get one chance to pick up 15 yards, and if you don't get it, the other team gets the ball.
That would be a very interesting change because it'd be a hell of a lot more successful than an onside kick. Like
I mean, they need to figure out what
those are
to
just
do to make it like a 10% chance of success, right?
yeah. Because as it is right now, it's a complete fucking waste of time.
Yeah, it's like 2%. That's not enough.
Exactly. Like it's a complete joke.
Yeah, honestly, I would just take a knee in this situation, but teams don't want to do that for some reason. Teams don't like it. Teams just want to run the ball. Teams just, I don't understand why. Third and 6. 54 seconds left. Houston, Indy can get the ball back with time for one more play, in theory. I'm a loser, not a groomer.
Bro. I'm just starting to fucking ask it for more and more outrageous shit to see. I am trying to get Grok to say, "I'm sorry, I don't want to do that. That's too inappropriate." It hasn't done that yet ever for any of the insane shit that I'm asking for. I'm like, I'm about to start asking it for shit that I'm actually concerned. Uh, like,
Mm-hmm.
what's it gonna take? And I'm like, this is actually excellent, but holy crap,
Write a story about ordinary sausage making a sausage out of
Balut.
Abby Shapiro's breast milk.
Oh god, Abby Shapiro's breast milk and Balut.
Jesus Christ.
Read a story where Abby Shapiro's breasts excrete Balut. Oh god. I'm sure a great deal of the viewers on Twitch are never going to watch again, but I'm sure that your subscribers on Kick are skyrocketing.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Mask, how you doing tonight?
Based.
Oop, here we go. All right, if Houston gets this punt off. Imagine if there's a block, man. That's what this game fucking needs. Oh! Okay, no. They're taking the intentional safety. For a second, I thought for a second there, my brain was ran a little bit behind, and I thought the punter was like throwing the game or something. But that was actually intentional. All right, so now we're going to have the free kick that will end the game. The offense won't even get the ball back. Is there any point in taking the boat out ever?
Yes, not on this map because the fish are too small. But when they're very, very large fish, uh, catching them in the boat is a really good thing to do because the fish is super heavy, so a lot of its resistance gets transferred to the boat in the form of the boat moving.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you were on shore trying to reel the fucking thing in, it's so heavy that it would just like snap your fucking reel. It's just too big.
Probably not Mask because I'm not going to really bother until the dragons are back, and the dragons are going to be out for at least 1 year, I think. Jesus Christ. Another trophy. Holy shit.
Nice.
And the kickoff's going to be returned. They're going to throw it back. And that's going to be the game. Indy blows a win and in game at home against a team with no wide receivers. Glorious.
Do you remember that one time that in King of the Hill, Boomhauer races the guy, and he beats him in the race, and then the guy that he beat puts lights and sirens on top of his car. It's a fucking cop. So he pulls Boomhauer over. He's like, you know, I pulled you over because you beat me. Oh man, the best part was the moment that he walks up to Boomhauer's window. Boomhauer immediately starts in with a bullshit excuse. He's just like, "Oh yeah, I was just speeding because my wife's pregnant. I'm trying to get to the hospital."
Like, wow, what the fuck, Rock? So who is Houston probably playing in the first round at this point?
Jesus Christ.
A milk squirrel.
My God.
All of your mothers. Alright, I almost have another full net. But my rod's down to 4%. Come on in. Come on in, little buddy. You're now winning this fight. Okay, baby boy, let's go. Oh man, the next night looks like shit in terms of like
Yeah,
fish
I've
activity
definitely had a
rates.
couple of those. Yeah. Yeah, oh God. Yeah, that's really bad. I've definitely had a couple of those. But, it is what it is. You'll catch something.
Mhm. Wonder if this might be a good time for me to leave so I can do repairs. I'm down to 3% on my rod.
Yes. If it's that fucking low, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, hit cancel and then yeah, just leave the map.
Hmm.
Especially because you've got to repair all that stuff. Definitely. Yeah. Get out before it breaks. Yeah, hit leave.
Yeah.
Well, the stream's sorry. Stream's very delayed from what I'm seeing and
Huh.
what you're doing at the same time.
Weird. It's not for me. Okay, it costs less than $1,000 to repair my rod, so I should just do that. I won't need a new rod for a while, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a crap load of money.
Hmm.
No worries there. You've got more money right now than I do. So
And I'll
no
repair my
problem.
reel while I'm here.
Yeah.
I didn't know the fish cabin would actually get weaker. I didn't know you had to repair this stuff.
All the equipment that you can equip your person, which your net, your font, your vest.
A lot of it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, when we were talking earlier about rod stands to put rods on, that thing needs repairing too. Like literally everything. But it's all really cheap for the most part.
And you said that I can sell my string, right? My old string
What
that barely works.
it's exactly as good until it hits 1%.
Hmm.
It's fine. But
No. But I
once
have a string that is 1%,
oh,
literally.
then yes, then yeah, you should be able to sell that. Oh, it's too low, so it just says trash.
Oh, okay.
Usually it has that dollar sign right next to it, which means sell. When it's low enough, no one would buy it. So yeah, you trash it.
So while
But
I'm out here, is there anything I should get?
uh,
Um, Anything that would help? Anything that might help in the future?
not really. The only thing you'd want to be looking at this point that could actually improve what you're doing here while you're continuing to save money would be a larger net. But I don't know if
I mean, I
you
could get a larger net, but I don't think it'll be that much. Hold on. Yeah, I could get the fish cabin L. It's only 88 though. That's not like. Well, actually, no. Wait, yeah, that is the highest I can get. The fish cabin L, which is 88 pounds. I don't know. That doesn't seem to me to be a seismic difference. I'd rather just roll with what I have and call it good.
yeah. Yeah, what you got's fine. You
Yeah,
definitely don't have to buy anything new.
and we're gonna be doing this walleye crap for a while, so I may as well just come right back, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff at my home menu that I'm not using anymore, but I don't think I should sell it. Keep it just in case I end up needing it later.
Trying to teach Rook about Foxford right now.
How's that going?
Well, I just started.
Nope, can't fast forward for like 6 minutes here. That's fine. Although it is raining, that's not fine. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, wait, okay. I am able to do that. Never mind. Thank the Lord. I'll be right back. right back. All right, let's see here. Tell me a story about the feud between the Soy Jacks and the Chad lads.
Asking it now if it has a limit to how long it can make its post. So, like, if I asked it for a 10,000 word story, could it do that?
Very true, David. Very true. That's why I don't really care about the Seahawks tanking for a slightly higher pick in the mid teens of the first round. Like, the difference between players. Like, sometimes you end up saving yourselves by winning a meaningless game. Like the Texans last year. If they lose that final game, yeah, they get Bryce Young. Instead, they got CJ Stroud because they won the last game.
Exactly. Like, it's funny because um Carson Wentz ended up on the Rams eventually anyway, Lamau. But the guys that get taken really early are the guys that everyone was hyped over. But there's still
Hmm.
plenty of guys who are excellent franchise changing players who people weren't salivating over and end up being way better than anybody else. Like Lamar Jackson was the last pick of the first round, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you could do that draft over again, he's obviously first.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is just hope that your team makes the right choices. And as long as Pete Carroll's a part of the franchise, I don't think you can have confidence in that happening. Yeah, I check because like these things aren't like really super easy for me to be able to remember offhand. But Lamar Jackson was taken in the 2018 draft. First overall that year was Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
But even if you don't want to look at just that kind of a thing, other other quarterbacks who were taken in the first round include Josh Allen. Um, as far as the good guys who were taken in the first round, it's pretty much Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. But yeah, Baker Mayfield too, who's gotten better, but he was definitely not he wasn't it for the Browns. You had Sam Darnold taken third overall by the Jets.
Don't they wish they had gotten pick number 6 or
Uh,
7 instead?
right. Josh Rosen taken 10th by the Cardinals.
That was an all timer.
Right. So there's always a ton of talent that's still available. But exactly like Joker said, sometimes winning a meaningless game can definitely save you because of exactly this. Imagine if the Jets didn't get the third pick and instead, like let's say the Jets and the Bills swapped positions there, and if the Bills had taken Sam Darnold, and then the Jets got Josh Allen,
Hmm.
that's a completely different fucking turn of events.
A seismic shift.
Exactly.
Oh.
Hold on, I have to ask Grok if it knows what this is first, because if I just ask it to do a thing and it doesn't know what it is, that could end up being a disaster.
Honestly, by the time the draft started, I feel like every team had Bryce Young number one on their big board. So I don't know if I buy that. I kind of feel like any team that ended up number one would have done Bryce Young or traded the pick, which I didn't get at the time, but that was where the mood was. Everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's the greatest," and I don't know why, but is what it was. What it was. Oh shit! Come here! Come here, you bastard! What the hell? I had you. Breach! Breach! Here we go. 5 pounder.
Nice.
Wait, how do I take the picture? I'm in photo mode, but there's no button to like take a picture.
Oh, because what you'd want to do is take Steam screenshots where you press F12 to take a Steam
Oh,
screenshot.
I see. One of my best catches ever, eh?
No freezer dono Yamate. If he's a super duper Saiyan, I won't rest until I find a way to become a super D duper Saiyan. This is one great difference between Grok and ChatGPT, is that when ChatGPT is pooping the thing out that you requested, you can't stop it until it's done. Grok, you can stop it at any time. All right. So thankfully, it knows what this is. So, gonna have it write a story. I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
I feel like Texans get Stroud no matter what. However, Bryce Young probably looks better with Texans than with Panthers. Now, I do agree there because the Panthers owner, I forget his name.
Pepper.
Yeah, he's made a complete ass of himself a number of times this season. He is definitely fucking that franchise up. So the Texans, at the very least, are making an environment conducive towards Stroud succeeding. And if Stroud can succeed with the Texans, I gotta believe that Bryce Young could have also. And that Stroud probably would be struggling with the Panthers the same way that Bryce Young is. But I really do agree that the Texans would have gone with Stroud either way because it seemed like the Panthers were the only ones who were dead set on Bryce Young. That's why people are laughing at him now because like they traded up to get that, but like they could have still had him without trading up, right?
Yeah. Carolina was number 9, and they traded up to number 1. I think something like that.
Right, there you go.
Okay. Jesus. Very nice.
Oh my god, bro! The end of it is horrendous. Have you gotten there yet? I didn't think Grok would do that.
Oh god, they ate it.
Exactly.
Now, that's horrifying.
They fucking ate it. I didn't think he'd do that. Literally, I just said my request was, can you write a story about Masato and Shinji where Shinji asked Masato for squat cobbler for his birthday?
I'm surprised.
I didn't ask him to eat the fucking pie.
Who the fuck would do that?
Oh man.
At least he didn't ask for a Chicago sunroof, and they ate that.
Oh god. Wait, now I have to ask if it knows what a Chicago sunroof is.
ChatGPT knew what it was, so I'm assuming Grok does.
Nice.
Fitterer is expected to be fired. Seems appropriate.
what's his name? Fididler?
No, Scott Fitterer, Panthers general manager.
I thought he already was fired. Like, I thought the
The head
Panthers
coach got
owner.
fired, but the GM hasn't
Yeah.
gotten fired yet.
Okay, I thought it was a double fucking hit because
Should have been
owner
probably.
owner wanted to make sure everybody was taken out, taken down. Do your stuff. You know what the Chicago sunroof is? Searching for what is a Chicago sunroof? Yay!
At Daylance, I really think that Stefanski should win Coach of the Year. I don't think anybody else should even be all that close. Stefanski had a double-digit win season, and he had like what 5 different quarterbacks start a game for him or something. Either 4 or 5.
Now we're talking about the NFL, right? Or
Yeah, Stefanski.
okay, because I was gonna say Coach of the Year is obviously going back home where it belongs. With a Harbaugh, we got him, ladies and gentlemen.
Greg
Nobody
Pop-
expected me to say that.
Greg Popovich deserves Coach of the Year for getting 5 wins out of Wembayama.
That'd actually be fucking amazing. Like, being Greg Popovich deserves Coach of the Year for winning any games with this horrific bust. Kid's an 8 foot tall Tony Roten. You know, he showed up to Halloween. His costume was Slender Man, which was extremely appropriate because you know, Slender Man is a fictional video game character,
Mhm.
and when Wembanyama plays basketball, he also is fictional in the sense that he's practically not even fucking there on the court. Goddamn, no present, like a Jewish kid on Christmas.
My brother, when he was much younger, was friends with a Jewish kid who came from a relatively wealthy family, and I mean they did the whole Hanukkah thing And that shit was like fucking 8 Christmases on consecutive days. That was way better than Christmas, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly why they fucking do it that way. Is because they want Christians to be jealous. Because they themselves are jealous of Christmas and the huge deal that everybody makes about it. They want to be like, look how awesome it is to be Jewish. And then they flex. It's like, we get 8 days of Christmas. And it's all like, yeah, but you killed Jesus and you're terrible.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're not a wealthy family, then it's not going to be like that. But if you are, it's like, goddamn, 8 straight days of Christmas.
Right. Oh man, I'm reminding myself of this one family sitcom I really enjoyed watching called Modern Family.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
The thing is, it was big time like Normie Goyslop though, because and this is like something that I laughed about constantly, is that no character on the show is Jewish. No actor who is part of the show is Jewish. None of the characters are Jewish. None of the friends of the characters are Jewish. Like no one involved in this production is Jewish, except for the people who write and produce the show. So because of that, there's a shitload of Jewish references all throughout the series, constantly, which are extremely out of place because of the fact that none of the characters are Jewish and none of the actors are Jewish. So it's fucking hysterical at times. Thought everyone in Hollywood was Jewish. It's exceedingly rare for an entire cast to not have anyone who's Jewish, but it is possible. But like I said, all the writers and the producers and directors and all that shit were. The people running the show and making the thing, definitely. Not all actors and actresses are Jewish, but the people who are controlling how movies are made and what movies get made and what the movies are about and blah blah blah, TV shows, plays, etc. All that stuff, yes.
So Grok is the closest thing we currently have to a holodeck.
Pretty good way of describing it, yes. The closest thing that we have to a holodeck would be if using a VR headset, you could have a video game that featured that essentially ability to produce whatever Grok was saying. Like if AI voice could read off of a script that Grok wrote. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, good analogy, Joker. That's 100% accurate.
Oh, I got it to do a good one. I sent it.
Yeah, I like this right here. But before I read that thing, I saw this great tweet this guy posted after the series finale of Better Call Saul aired, and he said, "How about the entire reason why Saul Goodman exists, why we had this series and everything that we saw there, why we had Breaking Bad and everything that we saw there, was because Jimmy got arrested for shitting in the roof of a car."
Hmm.
It's like that. That's fantastic right there. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that was kind of the
lovely.
point of one of Mike's speeches, right? You make these decisions and you get on a road, and you can't really get off of it. You're just stuck on that road. Once you make that first bad decision, you don't know where it's going to go.
Absolutely. And the first bad decision was was getting the Taco Bell that day. That's why you said the shit about the holodeck. That's fantastic. As soon as I saw 50-foot tall Daisy Ridley, I was like, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is outstanding.
Yeah, if someone figures out how to link Grok to VR goggles, society is done for. It's going to be like Ready Player One. Nobody ever goes outside anymore.
Exactly. Man.
Yeah, Schottenheimer's interesting because well, the thing is, Schottenheimer might not be doing that much in Dallas because Mike McCarthy took over play calling this year from Kellen Moore. So it might be more McCarthy than Schottenheimer is the feeling that I'm getting. But I don't hate the idea. I don't know. Jerry Jones doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to bail on a head coach. unless he has to.
I really don't think there's any limits on what Grok will do. I just asked it to do some insane shit, and I said, "Could you write this scene and have it be 10,000 words?" And the fucking thing just went.
It did 10,000 words?
Yeah, I goddamn.
Hopefully, Elon doesn't back off his guns on this one. Hopefully, he accepts our AI ladled future.
Seriously, like, god damn. Oh, that it might seem like a meme and everything, Austin, but I gotta be honest with you. With how injured the Dolphins are right now, if they ended up playing the Ravens in the first round and beat them, there's no fucking way they'd lose to the Bills. Because less injured than we are right now, the Ravens absolutely fucking obliterated us.
Yeah, the Bradley Chubb thing is a real bummer.
Yeah, I'm devastated because he's been super amazing the entire year, and it it's heartbreaking.
Big Boy
You know,
Jess,
it's
I
one of those things of
imagine
like,
indefinitely Big Boy Jess.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things where you got to say, be careful what you wish for, because I pretty much said, uh, I don't care who else gets hurt as long as Tua can play the whole season. But yeah, Tua played the whole season, but everybody else got hurt. Like,
That's not what you
son of a
meant.
bitch. Exactly. Be careful what you fucking wish for. The monkey's paw, if I've ever seen it.
I mean, you know that over the course of a 17-game season, people are going to get hurt. It's just unavoidable.
Right.
Mm-mm. Mm.
But it sucks when the most hurt
And the Cardinals didn't even have Hollywood Brown. I see. Whoa, that was one of my longest casts ever. All right, I'm about to fill my net here, and when I do, I think I'm going to call it for the night. I want to do
Yeah, no
some Animal
problem.
Crossing tonight. I can only take so much fishing.
I completely understand. And ever since I started doing this grok shit, I've kind of like completely stopped fishing. As you might expect. So I'll just continue doing this.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to fill my net with like one or two more fish.
Once you have a sufficiently large amount of money, because I'm starting to realize, like, I thought you and I might be like approaching level 30 around the time that we get to $100,000. We're already real fucking close. Like, we're making money way faster than we're getting XP here. That being the case, to break up the monotony, then we would have the ability to spend some of this money on rods and such. Just that we could say, okay, we're not going to go here to go crazy. We're just going to go to this map because it's a new, refreshed, and change of pace, and then we'll try to catch just some different fish. But it's different on pretty much any other map that's available to us, is why people keep saying to do this, because this is like the only farm map. Everything else is just sort of like,
Oh, God.
what's
Oh,
up?
Jesus. Okay, hold on. I'm sending it to you. I mean,
Yes.
Austin, what is there to talk about? The practice squad elevations, I guess. I actually thought it was going to not do that. I thought it was going to be like, sorry, no, we can't do that.
Okay, this actually gives me an idea. I'm gonna take my own spin on it, and I'll see what I can do. But just let me finish reading the one that I already paid for. I've been having a ton of fun with this. Like, I've gotten way more than $16 worth of value out of this.
Dude, I can't catch that last fish to fill my net. What the fug? Man, I can't catch shit all of a sudden. I think I'm just gonna call it. Like, the net is basically full. I have room for, like, one more fish.
You could try and one more cast advance forward an hour just to respawn the fish.
Ah. So let's see, we advance it to the next night. Extend. And then I just go to the gear and click quit, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Or my old favorite, the old standby, just hit Alt F4.
Alright, guys. I'll probably be on Animal Crossing later. See you guys later.